let's move on to the 4-1 Los Angeles Chargers taking on the 4-1 Baltimore Ravens in what really seems to be a clash of potential number one AFC seeds. So Puma, who do you got winning this game?
Dude, I'm gonna go Baltimore, man. Like
Really?
they showed me a lot in that comeback against Indianapolis. And granted, like one can make an argument. Yeah, the comeback came after basically everybody in the Indianapolis secondary was knocked out of the
Mm-hmm.
game. But the fact of the matter is Lamar had to throw this team back into the game, and he did it. I mean, again, completion percentage aside, like the dude was hitting on like 80% of his throws. All the touchdowns were through the air. Like he did his job. We saw to me. I saw him throw a team back into the game, and they went to overtime. They went to the limit, and they won. Granted, the secondary was bad for Indy, and the kicking game for Indy was atrocious because of Rodrigo Blankenship's hip injury. But I mean, the Chargers. Listen, they are a top five defense. I'll even go top three. They're the fastest defense I've probably seen outside of the Buffalo Bills, just for the eye test. But they can be beaten on the ground. They are 29th versus the rush, and I think Baltimore is going to run wild with not just Lamar, but Devonta Freeman, and then you have Latavius Murray, who's no slouch, and maybe Tyson Williams. Maybe he'll actually get some run in this game. He really has been nowhere to be found since week one, when he kind of went off against the Las Vegas Raiders. But I do like Baltimore in this game. I think the Chargers. Jay, you're probably going to hit on the Chargers a lot more, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they went toe to toe with the Browns, and I think that was a game of the week last week too. This has the potential to be game of the week and probably maybe game of the year. I mean, this is going to
Yeah,
be
it's gonna be
like
big.
1A, B, and C with the Bills, Chargers, and Ravens for supremacy in the AFC. Baltimore is laying 3.5 points at home against the Chargers. The over under is 51. Like I said, I like Baltimore to win. I think they're going to cover the 3.5. If it got down to like three, I'd look at the Chargers from a betting perspective. But give me the 3.5. And I kind of like the over in this game. So yeah, give me Baltimore. And give me the over in the game.
Okay,
No, I'm
okay.
sorry. The over under actually changed. It's 2.5, I believe. They actually updated. Yeah, Baltimore's laying 2.5.
Yeah. All right. So before I answer, let me ask you a question. And obviously, Puma, I always like to come to you because sometimes I know I get a little out there, and I always feel like you're like my rock. You kind of bring me back to some common sense. So
Okay.
would it be crazy for me to say that right now, 5 games in, Justin Herbert is playing at an elite level,
No, I don't think so.
like
I don't think so at all.
top five elite level quarterback right now?
I can buy that.
All right. And then also, Brandon Staley is my coach of the year so far.
I can buy that too.
All right. So I'm not being crazy. Okay, I like that.
No, I mean the guy's got a set of balls on him like Stan Marsh's dad with the wheelbarrow. I mean he's going for it
Mm-hmm.
on every fourth down. He completely trusts his quarterback in this offense. Justin Herbert is balling out. I think it's almost like he's averaging 5 touchdowns a game. Like the
Dude,
dude
it's
is airing
unreal.
it out. It's
It's unreal.
unreal. And it's not like little dink and dunks like death by a thousand razor blades, Alex Smith
Yeah.
style. The guy is unloading a howitzer every time he's throwing the football around the field. So yeah, I could buy that. Like
All
top
right.
five elite quarterback right now, absolutely.
Well, a lot of how the Chargers view Justin Herbert can be shown through how they play call, right? You're going for it on 4th and 9 in Arrowhead, like late in the game, 4th and 9. Like who does that? And you
And
don't
you
have to
throw
go
a
for it on fourth down.
strike.
And he threw a strike, like he throws the ball into somebody's chest and it pushes them back 3 yards. They're going for it on 4th and 2 the other night against the Browns. So I mean, you just hit on the Chargers just beat the Browns in an epic 47-42 showdown. Like so far, that was the game of the year. I mean, I was watching that seesawing back and forth. It was absolutely insane. And we already hit on it, but Justin Herbert's playing at an unreal level so far. He ended the day with 398 yards and 5 touchdowns. But the concerning thing for me is the Chargers defense got absolutely gashed all day by the Browns, man. Like they gave up 532 yards and 42 points. And if I'm the Ravens, I should be taking a page out of the Browns playbook on what they did against that defense because the Chargers gave up 250 rushing yards to the Browns. I can only imagine the Ravens are watching that and are just salivating at the fact that they're going to be able to move the ball on the ground that successfully as well. We can all agree the calling card or the main staple identity of the Ravens offense is obviously running the ball. So I am sure they're going to have a lot of success running the ball. Now the Chargers, on the other end, need to take away Mark Andrews, who seems to be becoming the safety blanket for Lamar Jackson, right? He ended the game with 11 receptions, the Colts game with 11 receptions, 142 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I think you hit it on the head here, Puma, that this is a big time game for both teams because a lot of we're only 5 games in, but it's time to start looking at the playoff picture. It's time to start thinking about some of those tiebreakers. Let's say both these teams are at that 14-3, record wise late in the year, but that that tiebreaker and winning is going to be the key here. So it's early, and I think both teams need to understand the severity of this game and bring the energy. At the end of the day, I am not going to go against my boy Justin Herbert. The man is just absolutely crushing it right now. In my MVP race, I got Tom Brady. Close second is Josh Allen, but then a close third is Justin Herbert. So I think that guy is playing out of his mind right now, and I am just going to take him to go in there and win a fairly decent high-scoring game. We're going to call it like a 35-32 kind of win for the Chargers.
All right. I could buy that.
Now, are you? So obviously, we're starting to see the supremacy kind of pan out in the AFC. We've got the Bills, the Chargers. I know the Ravens are 4-1, and they've had some big wins against obviously the Chiefs and obviously the Colts the other night. Do you buy them as a real potential contender for the championship, or are they just a really good team that probably won't be able to make it to the Super Bowl?
I buy them as a contender. This defense still needs a decent amount of work. They can be beaten on the ground. I think we saw what they did with against Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor ran wild. I mean, if they have to shore up that defense. Lamar, listen, again, he threw the team back into the game, but he really does just have eyes for Mark Andrews. There were a couple of plays where Marquise Brown is wide open in the end zone, and he's not even looking his way. So, if I'm Marquise, I'm going to be getting a little bit upset too. He needs to take another step forward, work through his progressions a little bit. But I saw enough to really stop questioning the passing ability. The kid threw them from a huge hole into winning in overtime. But I do think they're a contender. I think they're a top 3 team in the AFC at the moment.